And good afternoon. Welcome to Today's Races presented by Fidelity First. I'm Stan Salter along with Tim Tulloch joining me on Today at the Races this morning. Beautiful weather and good news, bad news, Tim. Bad news is last weekend I got absolutely clobbered. I mean, thinking about maybe I need to change my career. I got beat up so bad last week, and I had a big tip on a horse Saturday, no good. And then I doubled down on that big monster late pick 5 we had Sunday. Carry over 38,000. They bet over 143,000 new money into that late pick 5 last Sunday. It got hit for 1,200. I was 4 out of 5. I didn't have that Mary Epler horse. Enough is enough. But so that was last week. And the good news is we have beautiful weather this weekend. You had opening day at Del Mar on Wednesday. It's opening day at Saratoga today. There's a Cal Lynch filly in the Grade 3 Schuylerville up there today. A couple Maryland breds and the Sanford tomorrow. So a huge week for horse racing. We have some big fields here on our world-class turf course. I'm right back in it, ready to do it all again. We had a handle. Handle was up the past 2 weekends. The handle's been up every day, so 6 straight days the handle's been up, so we're doing something right.
Rough weekend for you, Stan, but you fall off the horse, you get right back on everybody does. Yep. And big weekend here. The weather is absolutely spectacular for July. Low 80s, nice breeze, couldn't be better. We've got great racing action, and I'm ready to get started.
We got great racing, and if you like steamed crabs, it's a Maryland tradition. A week from tomorrow, the best crab feast of the summertime, Saturday, July 28th, right here at Laurel Park from 1 to 5 out there on the grandstand apron underneath the tent, so you'll be covered up from the heat and all the elements. We'll have great live racing. We have the Twix Stakes on Saturday, July 28th. We'll have a DJ out there. All-you-can-eat steamed crabs at $66 a person, plus a bunch of other good food. All-you-can-drink sodas and beer, $66 a person. If you get your tickets before tomorrow, after tomorrow, only $71 a person. Still a great value. All right, you like steamed crabs, right?
Oh, absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely, but I have to work.
We'll be working here.
Yeah,
great live racing.
I could go.
We can maybe sneak down there, get a bushel here for the set. All right, let's show you both track conditions out here this afternoon. Beautiful weather. We had a little rain earlier this week, but not too much. We'll be fast and firm. Fair playing surfaces here at Laurel Park. We're in the 80s, partly cloudy, a little overcast today. Fast and firm. First race post time is 1:10. We have a nice carryover in that 20-cent Rainbow Pick 6. I have a ticket for that today. That's going to start in race 5. Today's carryover in the Rainbow Pick 6. There it is, $7,292 for the Rainbow Pick 6 starting in race 5. So a big carryover for you in the Pick 6. And let's try to get a bunch of big fields today. Let's get right to it here. Big field here in the opener. Race 1, we're going to start the rolling super high 5. We have that every race with 7 or more horses. Low 15% takeout for the rolling super high 5. And then we also start the early pick 5 right here in race 1. That has a mandatory payout, and it's an industry low 12% takeout on both your pick 5s here at Laurel Park. So lots of action here in race 1. We're going a mile and a 16th on the bowl game turf course rail at 17 feet. Maiden claiming 40,000, 3-year-olds and upward here in race 1. I go with the favorite. We're both on the favorite here. Number 3, Mr. Discretionary for the powerful Jane Sibeli. Fergal Lynch will ride this 3-year-old by Discreet Cat. Beaten favored last time up there at Monmouth, but that was only the second race coming back this summertime. Beaten by Piece of a Caddy. Now, Piece of a Caddy came back here to finish a good second in a 1.5-mile allowance contest here. That was last weekend, I believe. So I think the 3, Mr. Discretionary, coming out of a strong race.
Oh, I think so. And he's most likely the horse to beat. He's had 2 really slow works since that last start. He gets Fergal Lynch. His numbers seem good enough. If there's only one little knock against Mr. Discretionary, is Jane Sibeli, amazingly enough, is not good at this category, this maiden claiming category. She only hits at 10%. That's a significant amount of starters, 107 starters. So all our other numbers are just usually out of the world. But a little light here, but that's the only chink in Mr. Discretionary's armor, and I think he could be very, very tough here today.
All right, so our top pick, he likes the stalks, hit about mid-pack. Our horse we like in second here, the 5, Vincent Van Gogh for the red-hot Lacey Gaudette. This horse likes to sit about mid-pack as well. A good second at this level. Last out, that was the first start for this Painter Gelding in the Lacey Gaudette barn. Rosario Montanez will ride again today. The 5, Vincent Van Gogh, going to be right there here in the opener.
Should be right there. First start for Lacey Gaudette, and he fires lifetime best race. Fires a 69 speed rating that day, 20% in maiden claiming ranks. Lacey Gaudette has had a big work since that last race, which was his best race of his life. You'll like to see that. 5/8 of a mile on a minute and change. Vincent Van Gogh, I think, is the best suited to beat what should be the short price favorite, Mr. Discretionary.
And he's coming into this coming into this race with a strong work here at Laurel on July 8th. So we both like the 5, Vincent Van Gogh, the 4, Any Darn Day. Woke up in a big effort last out at this level. Went to the front against Maiden 40 in his turf debut. Going long, hung on for a good third behind Vincent Van Gogh. So if you like the 5 here in race 1, you have to like the 4, Any Darn Day. That's an attractive 8-1 with Julian Pimentel aboard for Jason Egan.
Well, his last race was his first time on the turf and first time going long, so you would have to think he's going to move forward again today, and that was a pretty decent race, only getting beaten 3 lengths just behind Vincent Van Gogh. So he moves forward again today, which I think he will. I think he's got a shot. He's 8-1 on the morning line, so you might get a little bit of a price on him.
All right, so we both like a 3, 5, 4 trifecta. I like the 8 in my top 4 here. We made it. One last out against Maiden 16,000 going long on the turf. Disqualified that day. Placed second. Was claimed by Maldonado. A big step up from Maiden 16 to Maiden 40 here. Alex Cintron will ride. Use the Kelly Rubley first-time starter, the 7. Bob's my uncle. Bunch of nice works up there at Fairhill for the debut.
Yeah, and I'm not really big on using horses first time out going a route of ground like he's going to have to do today. But he comes in here with a bunch of works, consistent works, 12, 14 works, hasn't missed a beat, a few 5/8 works. He might be good enough and conditioned enough to get it done here.
All right, so nice big field here. A maiden turf route to kick off that early pick 5 here in race 1. Let's get right to it here in the second race. We have a bunch of videos to show you today. Race 2 kicks off your early pick 4. Nice 5,000 starter allowance contest here. 3 and up, going 6 furlongs on the main track, and I think the 6 final forms coming out of the strongest races. That's going to be my top pick, the 6 final form. Second off the claim for trainer Noah Abramson. We have a video spotlight to show you. Final form's last win was here at Laurel Park last March against 7,500, wide open 7,500 claimers that day, and had to break from the rail, but wins by a length and a quarter this day over the good going. So he was in very good form last spring, and then followed up this race with a good second against Open 11,000 company, and then ran a good second in the slop over there at Pimlico, and was claimed by Noah that day for 7,500. The first race off the claim against Open 15,000 company, Sir Orinoco came off a long layoff that day to win. Final form ran an okay 4th that day. He's a 5-time winner here at Laurel Park. He's 8 for 11 overall in the money. He gets 7 pounds off with the bug boy Ezekiel Lara. I think the final form looks the best here in race 2.
Well, he's certainly been in very, very good form, and I think that last race was just simply too tough, that $15,000 race. He drops back down to a little bit more favorable level today. He's been in really, really nice form. He runs over anything. He doesn't really care. He runs over the mud. He runs over the dirt. Second time for Noah Aberson. He loves the distance. 5 wins from 14 starts. I think there's plenty to like about Final Forum.
All right, so we both like the 6. You have the 8 on top here on the outside. Tam Attack. First off the claim here for Jonathan Maldonado. That was a big, good-looking win last out. That was against Nickel 4 Life, so a big step up here to the starter allowance category today.
And Jonathan Maldonado hits a 28% first off the claim. 2 works since that last race. They were big works, half mile here on July 27th in 47 and change. Now, that last win was in the mud, but if you look down his form, you'll see a lot of nice races on fast tracks with big numbers, including going today's distance of 3/4 of a mile. So I think there's plenty to like here with Tam Attack. The bug boy Antonio Quills rides, gets in with 115 pounds. Jonathan Maldonado is very tough with this type.
And should get a nice trip with that speed on the outside. So we both like the 8. We like the 3 a little bit as well. Bobcat's been running on the turf for trainer Jamie Naspa. He's a 3-time winner on the main track. Daniel Centeno will ride the 3 Bobcat, in good form recently on the turf. He likes likes the main track as well. I think the 3 Bobcat's going to be right there in race 2.
Well, he gets back to the dirt today, and he gets a little class relief in this race from that Open Fort 16,000 on the turf. He's been running on the turf for his last 4 starts. Gets back to the dirt today, but you go down his form, you'll see plenty of nice races on the dirt, running strong numbers that are close enough and almost good enough to get it done here.
A horse I didn't use, but you have the 4 Awesome Standard in your exacta. That was a big win first off the claim for Tim Keefe in the 4 Awesome Standard. That was against 10,003 Life back in May. They freshen him up since then, and now he comes back in a protected starter allowance condition. So interesting move here for the 4 Awesome Standard.
Well, it looks pretty familiar. He comes off a decent race when he gets claimed. Tim Keefe gives him enough time. He comes back, runs him the first time. He runs a lifetime best number. Now he gives him the same amount of time, 1 easy work since that race. I think this horse might be going in the right direction. I have him in my exacta. Sheldon Russell returns, 3 for 6 at the distance. Plenty to like on Awesome Standard.
All right, nice starter allowance there in race 2 to kick off the early pick 4. A nice maiden special weight here in the 3rd race. If you like pedigree notes, we have some for you here in race 3. Maiden special weight, 2-year-old fillies, 5.5 furlongs on the bowl game turf course rail at 17 feet. And the 2 Sexy Ama, I use this filly in my exacta. You have her on top, trained by Jerry O'Dwyer. The barn's been picking up momentum recently. Fergal Lynch will ride this 2-year-old filly by Cairo Prince. We have a video spotlight of her last race. It was her 2nd start. It was her turf debut late June here at Laurel Park against a tough maiden special weight field, big 10-horse field this day, and she got bumped around a little bit at the start, comes 4 wide around the far turn, and gets up for a good second behind Margie is Livid. Just beating the neck here is Sexy Ama. So I thought here she comes on the outside, and looks like she's going to maybe get up there, but she just gets beat on neck. So strong effort here. Fergal Lynch returns today. I'm hoping she can break a little sharper today and not be covered up in a bunch of traffic early on. That's going to be the key for the 2 Sexy Ama. Try to get a good trip from the inside.
I'd absolutely agree. She had a little trouble at the start last time and had probably a little bit more ground than Fergal wanted to make up. But that race was a big race. Her turf debut. This will be her 2nd time on the turf today. I think she definitely moves forward from that start. But you're absolutely right. The break is going to be essential. Once she gets off well, I think she's going to get the job done.
All right, so we both like the 2. I have the 6 on top here. Kind of a hunch play. It's a homebred for Godolphin. The 6, Elsa, first-time starter for trainer Michael Stidham. She's been working up there at Fair Hill. Some nice works on the synthetic and on the main track. She's by Animal Kingdom, so that's turf pedigree there. And then after that, there's not much. The Dam was only 1 for 9. She made $25,000. Her lone win came on the main track across the pond, and this filly has 1 older sibling that was a dud, 0 for 1. So I'm hoping Animal Kingdom can move this filly up here. Sheldon Russell will ride the 6 Elsa, my top pick here in race 3.
Well, I was back and forth whether I was going to use Elsa the 6 or Varenka the 7 at the bottom of my ticket. I finally went with Elsa. She comes in here with some decent works. She has enough turf pedigree to think she can get it done. She gets Sheldon Russell, and Michael Stidham can get these horses ready first time out. He hits a 15%. I thought there was enough to like to use Elsa at the bottom of my ticket.
And then you have the 4 in your exacta, Melodrama, a first-time starter from the John Service barn, a 2-year-old filly by Orb out of a Langford mare, so some turf pedigree there. The Dam, they protected her. They didn't drop her from maiden special weight. She went 0 for 10, made $33,000. They must have liked her. They kept her and bred her to Orb, $25,000 stud fee. An older siblings 0 for 2. Hopefully this filly can do better than that. Some nice works up there at Parks, and you know John Service is always dangerous shipping down here.
Well, he's always dangerous shipping down here, and there's plenty of turf pedigree right here with Melodrama. And the interesting thing about Melodrama is her half-mile works suggest she's got some gas, but then when you look at her 5/8 mile works, and she falls right apart, 104 and change. So that suggests to me 1 or 2 things. 1, she absolutely can't carry her speed, or 2, she doesn't like the dirt. I'm going to go with the latter because I believe in John Service. I think this filly comes down here, and I think she'll run very, very well. She'll be able to carry her speed over the turf that she hasn't been able to carry on the dirt in the morning.
All right, so we both like the 4. I like the 7 in my top 3. Varenka, a first-time starter from the Graham Motion Barnes, a homebred for George Strawbridge Jr. in Augustin Stable. She's by Go Sapper. The Dam, Dynamic Cat by Dynaformer. She was a stakes winner going long on the turf. She won 4 times, made over $100,000 What a broodmare she's been, though. Her offspring's made over $1.1 million. This filly has a full older sister by the name of Lift Up, who was by Go Zapper. She won 5 times on the turf going long, made over $166,000. So a bright future, it looks like, here for the 7 Varenka. She might want longer down the road, but she might be good enough here going short to break her maiden on the turf.
She certainly might be. Out of a Dynaformer mare, she's been working steadily, hasn't missed a beat working, hasn't worked from the gate since the 22nd of June for Grand Motion. Sometimes horses need their second start. They get a little bit better and kind of progress that way through a couple starts. So that's how I have ended up staying away from Varenka, although you never know. Good enough, breeding suggests could be good enough. We'll just have to see how it goes. Gets Georgie Vargas, so there's enough to like. If you like her, take your shot.
If a filly I didn't use, the 5 Skyfoes for trainer Mike Trombetta, Jevion Toledo. I tell you what, the Stidham filly, Motion, the John Service filly, they all off the ship for their debut. This the 5's just got to walk right out of her stall and run on her home track. She's been working okay here at Laurel Park. Toledo will ride. So strong connections here for the 5.
By Cantheros, you think this filly would take to the grass. I think that's probably why she is starting on the grass. Her works have been okay, but again, her 5/8 mile works a little slow after some good half-mile works, just like the 4 Melodrama. But I think you're absolutely right. Easier trip for Skyfos than everybody else.
All right, nice maiden special weight there for 2-year-old fillies in the 3rd. Let's take a look. Race 4 is going to start that middle pick 4. We're going 7 furlongs on the main track. 16,000 starter allowance for 3-year-olds and upward. Never won 4 the condition. The 3 Royal Crusader is going to be my top pick. A 4-year-old here for trainer Wayne Cole. Jevion Toledo will ride this horse. A win and a second here at Laurel Park, and that was the last winner here at Laurel Park. A good win last March against 16,000 starter allowance company 3 Life that day, and then had a little time away and came back, and it's been running okay. Ran a decent 3rd on the turf last time. I think that got this horse back in good form. Now switches to the main track. He's won going 7 furlongs before. I think Wayne Cole has him in a good spot here with Toledo aboard the 3 Royal Crusader.
Well, it's probably a pretty good spot. This gelding, last 2 best starts have been going 7/8 of a mile right here at Laurel Park back in February, and then again in early March where he ran a lifetime best of an 80. However, since then and since that race, those 2 races seem to have taken something out of Royal Crusader, because his races coming back, whether they've been on the dirt or the turf, have not been quite as good. Now, if he can run back to those races in February and March, he's going to be very, very tough. I just have some doubts whether he hasn't just fallen off his form since those 2 races, which obviously took a bit out of him. But, at his best, he can get it done. I'm just not sure he's at his best.
All right, 4-1 there on the 3 Royal Crusader. We both like the 5 here. Clearly Super's won 2 in a row here for Jerry O'Dwyer. Fergal Lynch will ride the Super Saver 4-year-old today. Certainly a horse that's going in the right direction. The 5 Clearly Super.
Well, I think Jerry O'Dwyer might be on his way to a career day. This horse is going for 3 in a row. I would toss the slop race at Churchill, toss the turf at Churchill, and you move back and you see this horse has run some nice races going all the way back to Keeneland last spring where he fired in 80. His last 2 here, nice races, 73, 69, big numbers. He spotted well. Lynch returns 25%. Jerry O'Dwyer, when he's won his last start, I think there's a lot to like. We're Clearly Super.
All right, you both like the 5. The 6, Don't Poke the Cat, with the Hall of Famer Edgar Prado aboard for Robin Graham. Came back after having a couple months off, and a good second against 25,000 start allowance company last time. A little easier spot here for the 6, Don't Poke the Cat, who does have a win here at Laurel and has won going 7 furlongs before.
Well, and that's what you're hoping for. He's getting a little class relief here. Second off a pretty decent effort. He ran a lifetime best last time, going 7/8, which he gets today, and Edgar Prado returns.
All right, so we both like the 6, Don't Poke the Cat. The 7, we both like a little bit here as well. T-Sizzle, second off the layoff for Mary Appler. She's dangerous. She's 19% with this move. Karamanos will ride the 7, T-Sizzle. He's run 2 good seconds going 7 furlongs, and a 2-time winner here at Laurel Park.
Yeah, back in 5 days, which isn't a big move that Mary Epler typically makes, but drops second off the layoff. She's very good second off the layoff. As you mentioned, Karamanos returns. Plenty to like there, 7-2 on the morning line. You might get a little bit of price on this horse. And if you get a job done, just see if he can run back in 5 days. That's going to be the big question.
All right, good point. All right, we're running short on time here. Let's get a quick commercial break. Nice carryover today in that Rainbow Pick 6. That starts in race 5. I have a ticket for that. Tim has a ticket for the late Pick 4. We'll take a look right after this.
Whether you're at home or at the track, have a stake in the race when you bet with ExpressBet. Sign up for an ExpressBet online betting account and receive up to a $500 sign-up bonus.
All right, welcome back. Today it's the races presented by Fidelity. First, let's take a look at today's 20-cent Rainbow Pick 6. Starts in race 5. There it is, $7,292 for today's Rainbow Pick 6. I have a ticket. Let's take a look. A $48, very affordable play here for my Pick 6. I'm going to go 5 deep in the opening leg. It's a mile and a 16th starter allowance contest going long on the Exceller turf course. I do love the 11 Beltway Bob, but he might get caught with an outside trip. That's where he likes to run. Forest Boyce rides him well. I love the 11 Beltway Bob at 6-1, but I'll also use the 1, 2, 9, 10 here in race 5 to kick me off in the Pick 6. Nice open nickel for you there in race 6. I go with the 3 Lost on the Stairs on top, but the 5 Baltimore Street could be tough there. First off the claim for Annette Eubanks, going with 2 deep there in race 7. The 7, my top pick, Sister Says, a closing sprinter for Timmy Keefe. I also like the 8 Rhythm and Rap for the hot Ann Merriman and Jevion Toledo. That's race 7. Race 8 is a beaten 10,000 3-life race going 5.5 on the main track. I go 4 deep there with the 1, 2, 7, 9. The 2 Thirst for Truth, my top pick there. First off the claim for Linda Albert. Nice Maryland bred allowance race for you in the 9th. Nice allowance feature going 5.5 on the main track. And trainer Roberto Diodoro ships down here from New York with a heavy favor. The 8 Pete's Play Call, 3-5. Recently, Diodoro, he's 44% with favorites like this running back in 31 to 60 days. So strong stat there we have on the 8 Pete's Play Call. Your heavy favorite in race 9. And then race 10, a maiden 25 long on the turf. I go 3 deep there with the 2, 3, 9. The 3 Conquest Valkyrie, my price play of the day at 8-1. Let's take a look here. Race 5, I'm 5 deep here to kick off this Pick 6. We're going a mile and a 16th on the Exceller turf course. 16,000 starter allowance, never won 4. Forest Boyce rides this horse very well. The 11 Beltway Bob, my top pick. You have him pick 3rd, 4-year-old son of Baltimore Bob, who was a stakes winner going long on the turf. Gerzak owned Baltimore Bob. He's the breeder of this horse, trained and owned by Greg Wilson. Boyce has won on this horse now, 3 times? Let's show you the last win. Video spotlight here for the 11 Beltway Bob. This was late June here at Laurel Park against 16,000 3-life company. Comes with his wide rally. There he is on the outside. He's going to get up and just win going away like a good thing here. So Beltway Bob, he's a 2-time winner on the Laurel grass. Forest Boyce rides him well. He's a dead closer, and he'll be coming on the outside today. You just hope he doesn't get caught too wide to compromise his chances.
Well, that's exactly right, and that's exactly why I didn't use him on top. I like Beltway Bob. If you look at his last race, you'll notice he stayed a lot closer than he has in his previous starts, and he equaled his lifetime best race under Forest Boyce. Now he draws toward the outside, and I think this could pose a little bit of a problem. I think Forest is going to have to make a decision. If she tries to keep him closer like she did last time, she might get hung out wide.
Right.
And if she ducks in and to save ground, she might get too far outrun. So I think this won't be as an easy task for Beltway Bob as it might appear. He's clearly in good form. I see him training in the morning. He is doing super. Trust me on that one. But Forest Boyce, it's going to be about the trip today for Beltway Bob.
I saw him galloping yesterday morning. Laura Lee Glazier gallops for Greg Wilson. The horse looked great. So, and he's coming out of a strong race. So Strong, who was second to Beltway Bob, last out, came back to win. So, all right, we both like the 11 here. We both like the 9. You have Daniel Ledoux on top here for Ann Merriam, and Jevion Toledo will ride. And a very good second at this level, coming off a long layoff here for this 6-year-old son of Louis Couture's.
Not only a very good second, his lifetime best, and I love what Ann has done here, has given him a little time since that last start on June 17th, just over a month to recover from that big race. And Daniel Ledoux, along with his last race, also has some other races on his form that are certainly good enough to get the job done here. And he's getting a little class relief in this spot today, coming out of that restricted allowance, first level allowance race. So I think there's plenty to like with Daniel Ledoux, and Javier Toledo returns.
Yeah, they've done a nice job with the 6-year-old. Oh, we both like the 9, Daniel Ledoux. We both, I like the 2. Well, let's talk about the 1. We both like the 1 here, King of All Media. First off, the claim here for trainer Mark Reed, who's having a nice meet here. Mark Reed, 4 wins from 15 starts. That's good for a 27% win percentage. Weston Hamilton will ride this 5-year-old today. Did good third last out down there at Churchill for Open 25,000 company. I think Mark Reed finds a nice spot here first off the claim for the 1, King of All Media.
I absolutely agree. I think King of All Media finds himself a nice, cozy spot here. His last race won't be good enough, but his previous 3 or 4 races are plenty good enough. Comes in here for Mark Reed, who hits at 21% with this type of layoff. 30 to 60 days, 27% second off a layoff. I think there's plenty to like. Wes Hamilton rides, gets in with 115 pounds, and King Alameda finds himself a nice spot, and it wouldn't surprise me if he's able to get the job done here today.
All right, both like the 1. I like the 2 a little bit here. Sir Brahms going in the right direction. A 3-year-old here for trainer Jamie Ness. He's won 2 in a row here. Delaware Turf, Laurel Turf last out. Daniel Centeno will give this horse a nice ground-saving, forwardly placed trip from the inside here. I think the 2, Sir Brahms, going in the right direction for strong connections and is going to get a nice trip here.
Well, as Beltway Bob had got the bad draw on the outside, Sir Brahms certainly got the good draw for his running style. If he's going to either be in front or he's going to be very, very close, you have to take advantage of that rail. His last time on the turf here was a nice race, lifetime best 80 speed figure. Runs back to that. Could be right there under Daniel Centeno.
All right, so a nice big field going long on the Exceller Turf Course to kick off the Pick 6 in race 5. Let's take a look here at the 6th race. No carryover in the late Pick 5. We had that big carryover last Sunday. They hit it, paid $1,200. But as always, that industry low 12% takeout means more money back to you when you make a nice score here in the Pick 5s at Laurel Park. Race 6 is going 6 furlongs on the main track, claiming 5,000 filly mares 3 and up. Wide open is the condition here. Scratch the 1, Star 80s. The 1 Star 80, one of your favorites, scratched out of race 6. So I end up on the 3. You like the 3 as well. Jerry Robb having a nice summer meet, and this filly's a 3-time winner here at Laurel Park. She's won her last 3. The 3 lost on the stairs, absolutely in great form right now. Xavier Perez back aboard again today.
Not only she won her last 3, but she's won her last 2 of those 3 with her present connections, and they were her 2 lifetime best races. She stays at the same level. Jerry Robb 28% when horses have won their last start. So there's a lot to like here. Xavier Perez returns 3/4 a mile. Not a problem for this filly, who looks like she's going in the right direction.
We like the same 4 horses here. The 7 you have in your exacta, Springtime Wind, is taking a drop here for Ricky Silliman. Kevin Gomez will ride this 4-year-old filly. Had a nice win going a mile here at Laurel 2 starts ago.
A nice win going a mile. Now she turns back to 3/4 a mile where she is winless in 2 starts, but she's very effective going 7/8 of a mile. If you look down her form, you'll see some nice races this spring going 7/8 of a mile. Now, she's going to have to run back to those races, but you know, as you know, I know you know, and I know, we both like the turn back. I like the turn back here today with Springtime Win. Toss out last race on the turf. That didn't work. Gets back in the right spot here today.
All right, so we both like the 2, 3, 5, 7 there in race 6. Let's move along here. 4 races to go. Race 7 is going to kick off the late Pick 4, going 5.5 furlongs here on the Exceller Turf Course rail at 70 feet. You like the late Pick 4 today. Let's take a look at your ticket, see how you played it.
I do like the late Pick 4. Nice $27 ticket. I go 3 deep in the 7th race using the 4, the 7, and the 13, and I'm really, really interested in the 4 0Z for Chucky Lawrence. 8th race to go 3 deep, also using the 1, the 7, and the 9. That's actually the 1A. there in excuse me, that's not right. The 1, the 7, and the 9. Ninth race, I use the 2 deep, the 1A, and the 8. 10th race, I go 3 deep using the 4, 9, and 12. $27 ticket. Good luck if you play along.
All right, let's take a look at the first leg of this late pick 4. Race 7, a $25,000 starter allowance. Filly and mares 3 and up. Never won 2 is the condition. 5.5 on the accelerator. The rail's at 70 feet. We have a video spotlight to show you. We both have the 7 on top here. Sister Says she is a dead closing sprinter. Let's show you the race from 2 starts ago. There she is way back there. Turnover home in the orange silks there for owner Thomas Teal. He bred this filly. Timmy Keefe trains her. Sheldon Russell will ride today. Steve Hamilton was aboard for this try back on June 2nd. She's out of the picture now, but she's going to come flying late. And believe it or not, she gets up for a good second. There she is on the far outside. This is how she runs. This is how she'll be running today. Question is, will she get up there in time? She just missed by a whisker this day on June 2nd. They stepped up into a tough M. Tyson Gilpin stakes race. That was a tough race. Virginia Fable, who was second in that race, came back to win. Alchimura was a sharp runner. The Sister Says ran a race. She ran a game 4th, closing on the inside that day.
She certainly did. And she comes out of not only that race, but the race before that YU Ascot won and came back and won again. So she's coming out of 2 key races. It comes down to this for Sister Says. She's got to break. You look down her form, and you'll see a lot of starts where she doesn't get away well, and that's why she gets herself so far back. If she gets away a little bit better, not as far back, that could turn the tables for Sister Says. I expect that to happen today under Sheldon Russell. I like Sister Says. Both our top pick.
All right, we both like the 7. I use the 8, Rhythm and Rap, in my exacta. This filly was the favorite at this level last out on June 2nd. And she was a little unruly at the gate, and she didn't run very well that day. But she ran well on May 5th, the comeback race for her 4-year-old career. She was good last year here on the Laurel turf. Jevion Toledo gets aboard today. She's coming out of a strong race where I think she just didn't run very well. But this will be the 3rd race off the layoff. I think we see a better effort today from the 8, Rhythm and Rap.
Yeah, it comes back today with a couple works underneath her, but what she's going to get today that she didn't have last time, firm turf. She gets firm turf today. 2 starts back. She ran her lifetime best race with a 63 speed figure. She runs back to that race today on firm turf. I expect she will. She'll be right back there in it.
All right, a big field here in race 7. We both like the 13 on the far outside. 13, Bye Bye Blues for trainer Dale Capuano. Had to break from the 1 hole last out against Starter Allowance Company in her turf debut. Went right to the front that day in a good second. They take the blinkers off today. Her all 3 career starts, she's had the blinkers on. The blinkers come off today. Weston Hamilton will ride. She'll have speed on the outside here for the 13. Bye Bye Blues looks awfully tough in this spot.
As you mentioned, blinkers come off a filly who fired a lifetime best race. First time on the turf today. West Hamilton returned. She ran a solid number, her 71 for Dale Capuano, and I think there's plenty to like there. Bye Bye Blues in my exacta.
All right, big field there in race 7 to kick off the late pick 4. Let's take a look here at the 8th race to start our final pick 3. We're going 5.5 furlongs here in race 8, claiming 10,000 3-year-old fillies or older filly and mares. Never won 3. Video spotlight to show you here the 2. Thirst for Truth for trainer Linda Albert. Here's the win last out, June 16th here at Laurel Park. This was against 10,000 Two Life Company. She was the favorite. She comes with a wide rally. She's going to just get up by a neck to win this day. She was claimed by Linda Albert on June 16th. Linda Albert waits the 30 days, puts her right back in for 10,000. Three Life Company today. There she is with that nice rally up the inside. So that was a game win. I think Linda does the right thing by waiting the 30 days, going right back in here for the 10,000 Three Life. The 2 Thirst for Truth, a 2-time winner here at Laurel Park where she trains.
And Linda Albert, 21%, 30 to 60 days, stays at the same level as you mentioned. But Thirst for Truth got a $1 million ride in that race. J.D. Acosta goes from a journeyman to a bug boy, gets a little bit of a weight, but is going to have to get that ride back. In my exacta, no question about that, because you look up and down her form, and you'll see races that are good enough. But that Thirst for Truth did get a dream trip in her last start.
And you might be wondering where old J.D. Acosta is today. Well, he's going up to the Spa for opening day. He's riding the Grade 3 Schuylerville up there on a filly that broke her maiden right here at Laurel Park. Congrats, Gal. Congrats, Gal, for trainer Cal Lynch. Man, she's been working lights out since that impressive debut win. J.D.'s going up to ride her. She's going to be a long shot up there in the Schuylerville today.
Yeah, she might be a long shot, but as J.D. Acosta says, don't leave me out of the Super.
Great gate rider. She'll have something to say probably about the early pace up there. So that's up there at Saratoga. You can watch all the Saratoga simulcast action from here and root on your Maryland connections up there at the Spa. So we both like the 2. You have the 9 on top here on the outside. Traffic Plans getting a big class relief today for trainer Jonathan Maldonado.
Yeah, and I think that's going to be enough to get it done here for Traffic Plan. Also getting back to the main track. The last race on the turf course not going to work. You look down his form and you'll see nothing but good races with decent numbers. Good at the distance. 4 starts, a win, a second and third. I think there's plenty to like with Traffic Plan. Angel Cruz returns for Maldonado.
I use her, and I used her in my late pick 5. You have to respect her. See if she gets back in good form on the drop today. We both like the 1 a little bit here. Score early and often. A nice win against 10,000 2 Life at Pimlico, and went to the front last out at this level. 3 Life and a good third. You cut back to 5.5 today. You know Gomez probably going to be sending from the inside here with the 1 score early and often.
No, I think that's key. Getting back to the 5.5 today. She's very, very good at the 5.5. 1 for 6 with a third. I think is going to help. And you have to remember, in her last race, she caught a very, very sharp Tiz Emily and Jill. Tiz Emily and Jill won off by 5 or 6 lengths that day, 4 3/4. Very, very sharp horse. No Tiz Emily and Jill here today. Gets a little relief in that sense today. Runs back to her start two races ago. Could be okay.
All right, we like looks like the same. 1, 2, 7, 9. We both like there in race 8. Let's take a look at today's feature of the day. Race 9 to kick off the late daily double. We're going 5.5 furlongs on the main track. This is a restricted first-level allowance contest for Maryland-bred, Maryland-sired horses 3 and up. There's a heavy, heavy favorite in here. The 8 on the outside, Pete's Play Call, is a very deserved 3 to 5 morning line favored here. This Maryland-bred by Munnings for trainer Robertino Diodoro. There's the stat here for your heavy favored in today's feature. This trainer, Robertino Diodoro, the past 5 years on the dirt, 31 to 60 days with favorites. He has 141 wins, good for a 44% win percentage, 73% in the money. So this is a very, very deserved favored. Strong stat there for the barn when they run favorites. Now this guy, he doesn't run too much here in Maryland. The past 5 years, he's only run twice here in Maryland, this trainer Diodoro. Now he was a good second in the Shine Again here at Laurel last September. So it's a live barn. He's a 23% winning outfit. He's won 145 races this year. That's a lot of wins. So a strong outfit from New York shipping down here with a heavy favorite, number 8, Pete's Play Call.
Well, Pete's Play Call has certainly come here to crash the party. It was really only a matter of time for these strong outfits from New York and elsewhere recognize this restricted allowance condition, and they can come down and pretty much, as it appears, give their horse an easy race and get the money. Numbers just stand out. Has been running behind 3 next out winners. Going to get huge class relief today. Like you said, second off this layoff, 24%, 23% for the year. Just so much to like. Gets Toledo. If Pete's Play Call runs to any of those last races, he could win by 10.
All right, so as we both like the 8 on top here in race 9, I have the 7 in my exacta. Number 7, Expedited Vision, 1 lone try on the main track, and that was last summer here at Laurel Park. We have that race to show you. This is a Maryland bred by Hanson for trainer Phil Schoenthal. This horse hadn't done much wrong except for the turf sprint. Last out he didn't run very well, but he ran very well on the main track last summer here at Laurel Park, and this was an open other than allowance race, 4 straight 3-year-olds, but he won pretty easy, got a 78 buyer, and then came back after this race, a good second in a turf stake up there at Saratoga, the quick call, and then they had to give him a long break, and he came off a long layoff. beaten favorite sprinting on the turf last out. He went right to the front and then just he packed it in that day. Now second off the long layoff. We get back to a track he's 1 for 1 on. He trains here at Laurel Park. Sheldon Russell will ride. I think the 7 Expedited Vision runs a better race today here on his home track.
Well, I think he certainly will. That was a nice race, his lone dirt start, and if the what will be the heavy favorite, Pete's Play Call, doesn't show up, then this horse might be in the right spot at the right time to get the job done. 2 works since that last race. He got very, very tired in that turf race the other day, but if he's moved forward since then, might have a shot at it.
All right, so I have the 7 in my exacta. You have the 1A scratch to 1 cheese on. You have the 1A in arrears here for Brandon McFarlane. Fergal Lynch on this 4-year-old. He's a good sharp win in the slop 2 starts ago against Allowance Company at Pimlico.
This horse absolutely loves going 5.5 furlongs, and there's no arguing in arrears has been in excellent form going all the way back to this last January. Fergal Lynch returns. He has got a big race in his last start. Even bigger race last January, fired in 80. This is another horse is a favorite doesn't come show up. I think him and maybe Expedited Vision are fighting for second, or maybe they'll win if the favorite doesn't show.
All right, so nice Maryland-bred allowance feature of the day there in race 9 to kick off that late double. Let's take a look at the 10th and final race. We're out of time here. Maiden 25, filly and mares 3 and up. Mile and a 16th on the Exceller rail at 70 feet. I think there's some live long shots in here. I like the 2 and the 3. I used a 3 on top. Conquest Valkyrie for trainer Michael Gorham. Alex Cintron going to ride this 5-year-old mare today. Got in a bunch of traffic last out up there at Delaware against Maiden Special Weight. So 3 starts this year coming off that long layoff against Maiden Special Weight. Now she's dead fit today and takes a drop to the Maiden 25. I think that's going to be the trick here for the 3 Conquest Valkyrie.
Well, you certainly can make a case for her with the drop, but when I look at her form, I see a filly who's just been giving up ground, a mare who's been giving up ground in the stretch in every start. Even though I know she had traffic problems in her last start, you look at her other starts, and she's giving up ground to the winner in the stretch. I had to pass on this one.
All right, let's take a look at the 9 I use as well here. The Kelly Rubley filly. Julian Pimentel will ride the 9. Lily Bet, and she's also taking a big drop from the Maiden Special Weight races.
Taking a big drop from the Maiden Special Weight. Last time she ran it close to this level, she got beat at neck. Then the Maiden 40. I think this is significant. I think she runs her race today, and she gets the job done here in the finale.
I'll use a little long shot here. The 2 Stratosphere by Get Stormy. That's a turf stallion there. The debut against Maiden 25 going short on the turf. Pretty good. They rated this filly. She made a nice rally, finished a good 4th that day, and she got in all kinds of traffic last out against Maiden 40. This will be her 3rd start. They stretch her out to 2 turns. She'll get a ground-saving trip from the inside here. I think the 2 might be live here at a big price in race 10.
For sure, this is a much better level. She didn't run a bad race sprinting at this level for 25,000. She's by Get Stormy, who's by Stormy Atlantic. You've got to believe that she's going to be able to get a route of ground. I'm not so sure. We'll find out, but I think she's a little light as far as getting a route of ground.
A big, wide-open 12-horse field. Wow, 12-horse field here in the finale of filly. I didn't use, but she'll be going to the front probably. The 12, Lil May with Sheldon Russell, just missed by a whisker at this level last out.
Yeah, she just did get nosed out, and she's got a tough outside draw. There's no question about that. Sheldon's going to have to work out some type of trip, but he's very good at that. And it's not set in stone that she has to be in front. She was in front last time, just kind of inherited the lead, got a little late. I think she moves forward again, second time here at Laurel Park.
All right, that's it. We're out of time. A bunch of big fields on our world-class turf course today here at Laurel Park. Bunch of big fields on the dirt as well. We had a bunch of information, bunch of good videos to get you ready for the day. Good luck in all your wagers. The handle's been up the past 2 weekends, so expect a strong handle once again today with all these big fields. Nice job to the racing office for making it happen here. Good doing the show with you.
Absolutely.
You'll be on with me this afternoon. Dave Robbins coming up next with Scratches and Changes. Good luck.